Hello everyone, back into today's video. So we're going to have a look at where next 10 to 14 days video. That's going to take us to around the 10th of August. We'll be able to extend out beyond that. We extended GFS and ECM. On Thomas running around a couple of weeks. Have a look at 7 speed 2 for August. Also running really late with this. Very late. Been waiting for all of the latest information to come through about how hot it has got this afternoon. And I can bring you the highest temperatures that we have had up to. I don't think we're going to get any higher than this. Temperatures have peaked now. But here we go. So I'll talk you through that first of all, and then we'll have a look at weather for the next week, 10 days. So this is a tweet put out by the UK Met Times. This was delayed because I did this video earlier on this afternoon, and I've had to do it again because this is a tweet that the UK Met site put out while I was recording that video. I want to bring you up-to-date information all the time at GWV. So the tweet is from the UK Met. It has now reached 37.8 degrees Celsius at Heathrow and 37.3 degrees Celsius at Kew Gardens, making it the hottest day of the year by some way. So there it is, 37.8 at Heathrow. Of course, when all of the data is analysed over the next couple of days, there may be somewhere that went even hotter than that. But at the moment, that is like standing as the hottest temperature, 37.8 degrees at Heathrow. You'll remember what happened last year. We had Cambridge Botanical Gardens coming in after around 24 hours after we thought we got the record somewhere else. So you never rule anything out with these records on days like this. But at the moment, the highest temperature is 37.8. So that is 100 Fahrenheit. That is 100.0 something Fahrenheit. So yes, we've hit 100 Fahrenheit today at Heathrow. And also, it's the hottest 31st of July on record. So it smashes the record for the 31st of July. So it is a date record. I think the previous record was still around 34. Back in the 1940s, probably around 1943. So it absolutely smashes that. And yeah, so 37.8, very high temperature indeed, 100 Fahrenheit, absolutely remarkable. And as I say, we can't say for definite that that won't be beaten by somewhere else as the data's analysed over the next 24 hours or so as the UK Met go through everything with a fine-tooth comb. But at the moment, 37.8 is the high temperature for today. It may be that somewhere else gets hotter than that, takes that away from Heathrow. It is around a degree underneath the all-time temperature record that we recorded last year at Cambridge Botanical Gardens. So it's not the hottest day on record, but it is certainly one of the hottest days on record. No getting away with it. These are the latest temperature observations from XC Weather. So I've got 39 here, but that's down in Le Torquay, so that's over in France, of course. For us, temperatures, as I say, they look like they've peaked. So a couple of hours ago, we saw these observations. Let's find Heathrow. So now it's showing Heathrow at 34. About an hour ago, that was showing 37. So it looks like temperatures have peaked. I don't think we're going to see temperatures going any higher than they have been. But as I say, another station could come in the next 24 hours and take that away from Heathrow. It is possible because that happened last year when Cambridge Botanical Gardens came in very late and took the record away from somewhere else. Was it Kew? I think it might have been Kew Gardens. They thought they'd got the record, and then after 24 hours we came up with Cambridge Botanical Gardens. So all sorts of things were going on last year. Right, looking elsewhere, so it's been into the 30s in Church Lawford, in the Midlands, 34 for example there, Nottingham 34. These are very high temperatures, well into 90s Fahrenheit. Wittering at 34. Beginning to cool a little bit across Wales now. Lake Verwey down to much more comfortable 23. Real is at 25. Cabalcurg is at 20. So the cold front is moving in now. From off the Irish Sea into the extreme western part of the country, but the heat is still there over in the east. Right, let's have a look at the radar then. So at the moment, no thunderstorms. This is where the cold front is, across western Scotland, Northern Ireland, going over to parts of Wales, I mean down in towards southwestern England, mostly dry to the east of that. Now there could be some thunderstorms spawned by this cold front as it starts to move across the country, and of course ahead of it with the temperature gradient. Let's show you the temperatures actually. So these are how hot the temperatures are across most parts of the country, but very much cooler out in west. That's a big temperature gradient, and that gradient might spawn some thunderstorms this evening, but this is not a classic thundery breakdown. Again, it's not a classic thundery breakdown. However, there may be some scattered thunderstorms around across the eastern part of the country. If you don't like the heat, if you've had enough of it and you didn't like it, then you've only got to wait a few more hours. Things will start to turn cooler overnight into tomorrow. It should start to cool down across most parts of the country. Although for like city areas, it does, when it's been as hot as this, you have to think that like the centre of London, for example, is a great big heat island basically. So it will absorb all of the heat into the buildings, into the roads, you know, into concrete pavements and so on. It does take a while to radiate that out. So despite that, we'll be in a significantly cooler air mass tomorrow, fresher air mass, places like London will still be radiating heat out of the buildings and so on. So it will still be very warm in city areas, but you will notice the difference tomorrow with a much fresher feel. These are the GFS upper air temperature precipitation ensembles for the next couple of weeks. So we have red line's 30 upper air temperature average, of course. Reason it's been so hot today is that we've been at 20 degrees at 850 HPA. And when it gets that hot, you can expect temperatures to get into the mid to upper 30s Celsius. But from around now onwards, temperatures are going downhill. It is quite a significant crash in temperature, actually, from there to there by the early part of next week. We're actually a little bit cooler than average. However, through next week, it looks like the upper air temperatures are lifting off again. So becoming significantly hotter through the second half of next week and on into the weekend of like the 8th, 9th of August, into the second week of August. Looks like things are going to go a lot hotter once again. Probably not as hot as they are today. Hopefully not. But certainly very warm to hot through the second week of August by the look of it. Precipitation wise, very little in way of thunder with this dropping temperature. Some showy rain early next week, and then very dry really up to the middle part of August. I'm going to try and rattle through this as quickly as possible because I am very, very late. Temperature anomalies from the 31st of July to the 8th of August, going to be basically warmer than average. Precipitation anomalies from the 31st of July to the 8th of August. A little bit wet average west of Scotland, drier than average for England and Wales. These are the latest wind map from earthnorthschool.net. So you have actually got an area of low pressure out to the west of the country just here, but also got a ridge across many parts of Europe, and this is sucking up these very hot southerly winds off the continent. However, we have got the cold front associated with this low coming in from the west, and behind it you can clearly see that the air is a lot cooler off the Atlantic, and that cooler air will be progressing across the country tonight and into tomorrow as well. So this really is a heat spike, and tomorrow temperatures will be on the drop. Right, this time UK Met is looking for Monday, so a little bit cool and showery on Monday, really. We go through into Tuesday and Wednesday, looking rather unsettled, particularly in the north and the west, with some showers or some longer spells of rain. By Thursday, just the first signs of high pressure beginning to build from the south, so that should start to turn us drier and warmer across southern areas. This is how the GFS is looking. Again, rather cool and showery for Monday into Tuesday, Wednesday. Yes, rather unsettled, particularly to the north and the west. Thursday and Friday start to raise the heights from the south. It's starting to turn hotter across southern and eastern parts of the country. There's the upper air temperatures lifting back up in the south once again. And then high pressure really takes over as we move up towards day 10. That's a large area of high pressure dominating weather for day 10, Monday the 10th of August. Dry, sunny and very warm or hot. These dry and fine conditions carry on into the extended range for a while, and then low pressure slips in from off the Atlantic, turns us much cooler and unsettled by mid-month. I'm not sure about that. That's a GM. So again, this ridge is down to the southwest on Monday. We actually look rather cool and showery on Monday, Tuesday and Wednesday. Unsettled in the north and the west, mainly dry in the south-southeast. Second half next week, high pressure takes over big time with the GM. Look at that. The GM's been going for this for several days now. High pressure back in business second half of next week and into weekend of the 8th and 9th of August. Turns very warm to hot across most parts of the country again. Winds are in from the south there on Sunday the 9th of August. It's dry, sunny, hot. Maybe just a bit of a thundery breakdown by the 9th through to the 10th of August. But look at those upper air temperatures. Look at them. Look how hot they are. Again, on the 9th of August. We get through to day 10, possibly going a bit thundery then. This thundery low trundling up from the south. And then we've got the ECM, so we look rather showery and quite cool with the ECM on Monday. Welcome reprieve for anybody who doesn't like the hot weather. Into the middle part of next week, second half of next week, high pressure takes over. It turns increasingly dry and very warm to hot across most parts of the country again through to the weekend of the 8th and 9th of August. Is dominated by high pressure. We are looking hot, particularly so for England and Wales. Maybe a suggestion, a bit of a thundery breakdown by day 10, Monday the 10th of August. This rainfall forecast based on that ECM run. So, you see, again, very mediocre with the thundery breakdown this evening and overnight. Tomorrow's show, rain in the north and west. And then early next week, actually a little bit on the unsettled side with rain coming and going. Second half of next week, though, high pressure takes over. We turn increasingly dry and potentially very warm to hot once again over the weekend of the 8th and the 9th of August. These are the options that are on the table within the ECM ensembles for day 10. So this gets us to the 10th of August. Have 15 members of the ECM ensembles with high pressure over country, mostly dry and hot with that. 12 with high pressure to our east, and we're drawing up southerly winds from the south. Again, that's going to be quite hot. 11 high pressure to our south. That's a little bit flatter, perhaps a little bit cooler with westerlies. 8 with high pressure to the northeast. Again, looking very hot and dry with those. And 5 with high pressure over to the east of the country. Again, mainly dry and fine with those. Most options looking dry, sunny and hot, I would have thought, at day 10. In 2 weeks' time, these are the options that we've got. This gets us to the 15th of August, mid-month. 13 members of the ECM ensembles with low pressure out to the northwest. That's going to be cooler, more unsettled. 13 with low pressure to the northwest. That's going to be a little bit cooler and westerly as well. 12 with low pressure to the north. Again, rather cooler with westerly winds with that one. 8 with high pressure to our east, probably drawing up a southerly wind, should be mostly dry. And then 5 with high pressure to our east, drawing down a northerly wind. That's going to be dry but cool. So quite a few options on the table by mid-August, but certainly the second week of August is looking pretty hot to me. Finally, CFSV2 looking like this, or finally for the data important for the UK, I suppose. So 700 millibar height anomaly from CFSV2 for August has above average heights, high pressure to our south and east. Low pressure out to the northwest would be drawing up very warm to hot southerly southwest winds overall during August. With that, temperature anomalies are only near normal, but to our east, very, very substantially hotter than average across the continent. And precipitation anomalies, no particular signal. Last thing I want to look at is Isaias. Yesterday we had tropical storm Isaias. Things have developed very, very quickly with Isaias. He's now up to a Category 1 hurricane. We have got 2 disturbance areas, which I won't concentrate on because I've only got low chance at the moment of becoming a tropical cyclone. So let's have a look at Isaias, zoom in on it, and as I say, it's a Category 1 hurricane. National Hurricane Center are moving this Category 1 hurricane up to Florida, or off the east coast of Florida over the weekend, and then up the eastern seaboard of the United States through the course of next week. So they're keeping this as a Category 1 hurricane for the forecast, but I have seen Joe Bastardi tweeting that he thinks it's going to power up and become stronger. So all eyes will be on Isaias. I would have thought all eyes will be on Isaias in the coming days. Right then, so that's it. So I'll rattle through that in 13 minutes. Not bad going, I don't think. So yes, we have hit 100 Fahrenheit today at Heathrow Airport. We basically got to 38 degrees. It's 37.8. It'll be rounded up, I would have thought, to 38. And so yeah, it's been a really, really hot day. Somewhere might pip Heathrow in the next few hours. So keep an eye on the UK Met Office's Twitter over the next 24 hours, because we know what happened last year when I'm sure it's Kew Gardens thought they got the temperature record and then it's taken off them by where was it? By Cambridge Botanical Gardens. So after around 24 hours. So you never know what's going to happen with these situations. So let's wait and see. But at the moment it's 37.8. That's the hottest. I'm sure that's the hottest July day on record as well. Hottest 31st of July on record. It is just short of the all-time record that we recorded last year. No, that was in July last year, wasn't it? Sorry, the heat's getting to me. No, so it's not the hottest July day on record, but it is the hottest 31st of July on record. Okay, that's it. I'm going to go and find a freezer to go and stand in, and that's all for now, though. We're going to have the ENSO update probably around 8 o'clock. Be a bit later tonight because this one is later. So yeah, but I'm going to go and find a freezer to stand in. That's all for now, and thanks for watching.